William's life is like a tapestry woven with experiences, where each thread has shaped him into the man he is today. Through struggles, triumphs, and profound reflections, he has carved out a path uniquely his own. Yet, his choices haven't always been met with approval, especially from Charles, who often finds it hard to accept some of his son's attitudes. But Charles, entangled in his own health challenges, finds himself powerless, unable to intervene or influence William's decisions. Join us as we dive into the revelation that left King Charles speechless, William's shocking decision and what it means for his future on the throne. To truly understand William's startling decision, we must go back to his roots. Born on June 21, 1982, at St. Mary's Hospital in London, William was destined for a unique journey. As the first child of Charles, now King Charles III, and the late Princess Diana, he was also the first royal baby born to a Prince and Princess of Wales in over 75 years. From the start, it was clear that William's upbringing would break away from royal traditions. Diana, his mother, was determined that her sons would experience life beyond the royal bubble. Rather than confining them to palaces, she took them to places as varied as McDonald's, Disney World, and even homeless shelters. Her vision was simple yet revolutionary: to bring William and Harry closer to ordinary life despite their privileges. This unconventional upbringing gave William a rare empathy and understanding, setting him apart from most future monarchs. William's education years played a key role in shaping him. He started at Jane Minner's nursery school, then moved to the prestigious Ludgrove School, where he balanced academics with sports, excelling in swimming, soccer, and even clay pigeon shooting. But it was at Eton College where William truly began to thrive. Unlike his father and grandfather, who attended the distant boarding school of Gordonstoun in Scotland, William had a degree of independence while staying close to family. He often spent weekends with his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, at Windsor Castle, gaining valuable lessons in royal duties. Yet, despite his royal privileges, William's teenage years were marked by tragedy. In 1997, his mother Diana passed away in a car accident in Paris when he was only 15. This loss deeply affected him, and he later admitted to being in shock for years. On the day of her funeral, walking behind his mother's coffin, he became acutely aware of the weight of his public role, supported by his father, grandfather, and uncle. After finishing school, William sought to chart his own path. He took a gap year, filled with diverse experiences: military training in Belize, community service projects in Chile, and travels in Africa, where he developed a strong interest in environmental conservation. In Africa, he even learned Swahili, showing his desire to connect deeply with different cultures and gain a better understanding of the world. William continued his academic journey at the University of St. Andrews in Scotland, initially studying art history before switching to geography. This time in university offered him a rare opportunity to live an almost normal life, free from constant media attention. It was also at St. Andrews that he met Catherine Middleton, who would later become his wife. Both graduated in 2005, with William earning his degree with honors, further equipping him for his future responsibilities. But William's preparation for the throne extended beyond his studies. Driven by a desire to serve his country, he pursued a military career, undergoing rigorous training at the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. Taking on the title Lieutenant Wales, he served in the Royal Navy, the British Army, and the Royal Air Force. While he couldn't participate in combat due to his royal status, he found purpose in search and rescue missions as a helicopter pilot, saving lives and gaining a new appreciation for the everyday challenges faced by his fellow citizens. In 2015, William made the surprising decision to take on a civilian job as a pilot for the East Anglian Air Ambulance, a choice that even surprised his father, King Charles. It was unusual for a senior royal to work outside of royal duties, but William's choice reflected his desire to stay grounded in reality and connected to the challenges of the modern world. He donated his salary to charity and managed to balance his role with growing family responsibilities before stepping down in 2017 to focus on his royal duties. Today, as the Prince of Wales, William continues to prepare for his future as king, but in his own way. Many events have marked his life, shaping a character that might be strikingly different from previous monarchs. His experiences, joys, and even moments of anger have led to unique perspectives, often surprising Charles, and hint at a new chapter for the British monarchy. You may wonder what has shaped Prince William into the resolute and determined figure he is today. To understand, we must look back to a time when his family was at the heart of a public and painful drama. The fallout of an affair that altered the course of British royal history. His father Charles's affair with Camilla Parker Bowles left a lasting impact on the young William, shaping his views on loyalty, love, and trust. Although he publicly supports Camilla's role in his father's life today, the reality is far more complex. His resentment toward her remains, simmering beneath the surface, influencing some of the surprising decisions he has made. The story between Charles and Camilla began in 1970, even before Diana was in the picture. They met at a polo match, introduced by a mutual friend. Camilla's casual nature and relaxed attitude toward royal protocols attracted Charles, and the two quickly became close. However, their relationship soon faced obstacles. Charles joined the Royal Navy in 1971, leaving their budding romance behind, and more importantly, the royal family didn't view Camilla as a suitable match for the heir to the throne. In 1973, Camilla married Andrew Parker Bowles, seemingly moving on, at least publicly. But this was not the end of their connection. By the late 1970s, even though they were both married, Charles and Camilla rekindled their relationship, much to the distress of their respective spouses. Charles's marriage to Lady Diana Spencer in 1981 only complicated matters. Diana, young and hopeful, became the new face of the royal family, while Camilla remained in the background. But their ties were never truly severed. Diana later revealed with poignant honesty that she had always known about the affair, notably saying, "There were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded." For Prince William, witnessing his mother's anguish was difficult. He was only a child, but the emotional tension within the royal household left an imprint on him. When Charles and Diana separated in 1992, the story became a public scandal, and William, despite his young age, understood much more than people realized. He saw his mother's suffering, watched as the media relished every detail of her pain, and he knew the role Camilla played in it all. This affair between Charles and Camilla was a reality that fractured the family he had known. Fast forward to 1998, a year after Diana's tragic death, and Charles decided it was time to introduce William to Camilla. Their first meeting was tense, to say the least. William, still grieving and fiercely protective of his mother's memory, struggled to accept the woman who had caused so much distress. Camilla herself was visibly nervous, aware of the pain that lingered between them. After their brief meeting, she reportedly needed a gin and tonic to calm her nerves. Although William remained polite, it was clear he wasn't ready to welcome her into the family. Over the years, the relationship between William and Camilla remained complex, even as Charles and Camilla's relationship became more public, ultimately leading to their marriage in 2005. The dynamic between William and his new stepmother was far from smooth. The public statement by William and Harry, expressing happiness for their father, was nothing more than a public declaration. Privately, the feelings were far more conflicted. William was not one to forget the past, especially when it involved his mother's suffering. Yet, time and royal duty required him to maintain a facade of unity. Although it appeared for several years that there was a degree of harmony between William and Camilla, the recent revelation of King Charles's cancer diagnosis has rekindled tensions in their relationship. Now 75, King Charles received his cancer diagnosis during a routine treatment for benign prostate enlargement at a private hospital in London earlier this year. While the palace has kept the exact details of his condition private, they confirmed that the king has been undergoing regular treatments since February. A statement from the palace clarified that he does not have prostate cancer, but beyond that, they have remained silent, insisting on the royal family's wish for privacy during this challenging time. This situation could potentially impact the future of the monarchy. Concerns have arisen about the king's health, especially as he continues to fulfill his royal duties despite his condition. After undergoing corrective surgery for prostate enlargement earlier this year, he spent 3 nights in the hospital, followed by a period of private recovery. It was during this time that doctors identified another issue, leading to his cancer diagnosis. Yet, even after this diagnosis, Charles has kept a busy schedule, attending various engagements and making public appearances. But what does all of this have to do with Camilla, William, and their relationship? As this diagnosis has brought new challenges, it has also highlighted different perspectives on Charles's responsibilities and well-being. At the core of this tension is a disagreement over how the king should manage his obligations, especially while undergoing treatment. On one side, Camilla insists that the royal family maintain a strong public image, while William believes his father should prioritize his health above all else. Camilla takes a firm stance, asserting that Charles is doing well and can continue fulfilling his royal duties despite his illness. During a visit to the Dyson Cancer Center in Bath, she gave a brief update on Charles's condition, reassuring the public that he was doing very well. While this statement likely aimed to ease public concerns, it did not have the same effect within the royal family. Deeply worried about his father's health, William saw Camilla's comments as an attempt to downplay the seriousness of the situation, believing she was placing undue pressure on the ailing king. The current disagreement over his father's health has reopened old wounds, making it difficult for William to remain silent as he watches his father take on public engagements when he needs rest. Camilla, on the other hand, seems to believe that displaying resilience is crucial, especially during this period of uncertainty for the monarchy. As Queen Consort, she may feel responsible for maintaining a sense of stability and strength, both for the public and the royal family. Her approach to Charles's illness reflects a desire to protect the monarchy's image, emphasizing duty over vulnerability. Some speculate that she fears that acknowledging any weakness could undermine the king's authority, especially with his reign still relatively new and public trust fragile. However, William sees things differently. For him, prioritizing Charles's health is the true sign of strength, and he believes that honesty with the public about the king's condition is more important than projecting an image of invincibility. Earlier this year, when Charles decided to make his cancer diagnosis public, William supported this decision, viewing it as an act of leadership. Camilla, however, reportedly opposed this, fearing that the ensuing media attention would create unnecessary stress for the family. Although William respected his father's choice, he has been frustrated by what he sees as Camilla's overprotective attitude. However, Camilla is not the only one who has influenced William. The ongoing feud with his younger brother, Prince Harry, has also left its mark, shaping William into a more resolute and wary character. Tensions between William and Harry truly began in 2018, shortly after Harry's relationship with Meghan Markle became public. Harry blamed William for not doing enough to welcome Meghan into the royal family, leading to a heated argument between the brothers. For William, it wasn't just about Meghan. He was concerned about the speed of their relationship and what it might mean for Harry's future within the royal family. Harry, however, interpreted William's concerns as criticism and an attempt to undermine his happiness. What had started as a simple difference of opinion quickly escalated into a deep rift. William's frustration only grew after Harry and Meghan decided to step back from their royal roles in 2020. This decision caught William off guard, and he saw it as a betrayal, not only to their family but also to the responsibilities tied to royalty. For William, who had always embraced his duty, Harry's decision felt like an abandonment of everything they had been raised to uphold. The tension only intensified as Harry and Meghan settled in the United States, making public statements that included accusations of racism and mistreatment by the royal family. These accusations struck William as unjust and disloyal, deepening the divide between the brothers. In William's eyes, Harry's actions, publicly criticizing the family and airing grievances in the media, were a direct attack on the royal institution and everything they had worked to maintain. William felt that Harry had chosen to distance himself from the family in favor of a life that prioritized personal grievances and media attention over loyalty. For someone like William, who places great value on tradition and duty, Harry's departure from royal life felt like a personal affront, one he couldn't easily forgive. Yet, while William has taken a firm stance against Harry's choices, King Charles has adopted a more conciliatory approach. Despite the pain and upheaval caused by the public fallout, Charles has repeatedly reached out to Harry, inviting him, Meghan, and their children to royal gatherings at Balmoral. For Charles, these gestures are an attempt to heal the family rift and maintain a connection with his youngest son, who remains an important part of the family despite the tensions. William sees this approach as overly lenient, even naive. He believes there should be consequences for Harry's actions, particularly for his public criticisms of the royal family. To him, Charles's desire to reintegrate Harry underestimates the lasting impact of Harry's words and actions on the monarchy's image. The first of William's bold moves, intended to unsettle Camilla, was to remove Annabel Elliot, Camilla's sister, from the royal staff list. After more than 2 decades of working with the British royal family, Annabel's role as an interior decorator for the Duchy of Cornwall came to an end. This decision demonstrates Prince William's determination to take the reins and shape the monarchy according to his own vision, offering a glimpse of how he might govern when he becomes king. Annabel Elliot, now 75, had enjoyed a steady income since Charles, now King Charles, hired her in 2005. Her work spanned everything from decorating duchy properties to renovating royal residences and maintaining prestigious estates. This partnership was a comfortable arrangement for Annabel, who, beyond her professional role, also benefited from her family ties to Queen Camilla. However, in 2022, when William inherited the title of Duke of Cornwall, he initiated several adjustments in the estate's management, including ending Annabel's services. The Prince of Wales, now overseeing this billion-dollar estate, thus ended the agreement with his step-aunt, marking a new chapter for the estate's operations. According to some sources, William's choice to part ways with Annabel was a purely professional decision, with no personal animosity toward her or her work. However, it's hard to ignore the underlying message. William is ready to lead the monarchy according to his own decisions. Some royal observers think this gesture aims to reduce Camilla's influence in royal affairs. On one hand, it could be seen as subtle retribution, showing that his priorities differ from those of his stepmother. On the other, it reveals a deeper change in how William envisions managing royal affairs, favoring transparency and efficiency. During her time working with the royal family, Annabel was generously compensated, with annual earnings ranging from $25,000 to $100,000. However, for the first time in nearly 20 years, the integrated annual report revealed that Annabel received no payment for the 2023 and 2024 financial years, with the report stating that her past services were rendered on a purely professional basis. William's decision contrasts sharply with that of his father, King Charles, who had maintained a tradition of transparency by disclosing how much he paid in taxes on duchy income for over 30 years. William, who received approximately $30 million from the estate last year, has opted to keep the tax details private, breaking with his father's tradition. A choice that, while legal, has sparked reactions. However, this dismissal was just the beginning of the changes. King Charles was shocked when William revealed his decision to break with a tradition dating back centuries. With King Charles focused on his cancer treatment, William has begun making bold moves to prepare for his future reign. Rumor has it that the Prince of Wales is determined to reshape the monarchy, starting with the close ties between the British Crown and the Church of England. William is reportedly considering a major change in the coronation ceremony, where the monarch traditionally swears allegiance to the Protestant faith and the Church of England, a practice dating back to the Reformation in 1534 and a pillar of the monarchy since 1689. However, he is contemplating removing these religious vows from the ceremony. Some insiders even claim that he is considering removing the Church of England's status as the state church. These revelations have shaken royal and religious circles. King Charles, who swore on the Bible during his coronation, would be troubled by his son's plans. Known for his deep respect for traditions, Charles has always upheld his role as head of the Church of England, maintaining close relationships with religious figures such as Justin Welby, the Archbishop of Canterbury. Camilla, the Queen Consort, also reportedly has reservations about these changes. To her, these traditions are much more than rituals. They represent the enduring legacy of the British monarchy. As William's plans take shape, he seems ready to redefine what the crown represents in the 21st century. This potential change could have profound implications for the Church of England and its millions of followers. If he follows through with this idea, it could mark the end of Christianity as the official religion of the British state. A shift that would not only alter the nature of the monarchy but also challenge age-old beliefs about the divine right of kings and queens. Justin Welby, the spiritual leader of the Anglican Church, finds himself in a delicate position, forced to navigate a new relationship between the church and the crown. For some, William's vision is bold, while for others, it raises fears of eroding what has allowed the institution to endure. Is this a move toward modernization or a threat to the essence of the monarchy? So, What do you think of this surprising decision by William? Let us know in the comments, and subscribe to learn more.